Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to what is due to Yahweh B'Hashem Yaseh B'Hashem Chakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught the truth. Salutations to the sincere brother out there who preaches truth and edifying the brothers and sisters who are steady diligence and presenting the body of the living sacrifice to the Most High Yahweh B'Hashem Shah. And salutations to the hopeful elects scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the few Agwaf who may be listening and watching and who are seeking the Lord diligently. Today, this is Brother Iwab come back to you today with another lesson through the spirit power of Yahweh Shah. Just going in on some news articles, man. And this comes a couple weeks, I believe, after Russia. A couple weeks after Russia came out with their COVID vaccine without doing the phase 3 trial, man. Let me just bring it up. Just for I brought out a lesson a couple weeks ago, I believe. So yeah, it was August 11th, and today is September 2nd. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It says Russia approves COVID-19 vaccine ahead of phase 3 studies. So they didn't do the phase 3. That's lucky for the noise in the background. And so they approved the COVID-19 vaccine before the phase 3 trials, man. Then you had all the people, like right here it says I wouldn't take it, certainly not outside a clinical trial right now. It's not clear how infectious the vaccine will be. You got people, Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci. He's saying, he was talking bad about it, saying, about safety concerns and this, that, and the third. And that's what I want to get into a little bit as well. So you have Fauci downing the approval of the vaccine, but without phase 3 trials. He's saying it's safety concerns, this, that, and the third. And in another breath, today, this was a couple days ago. I don't know why I said September 2nd. I seen it a couple days ago, and he says there's a legitimate way to end coronavirus vaccine trials early. So in one breath, he's saying, you safety concerns if you don't do phase 3 trials and all that. And then another breath, he's saying, well, there is a legitimate way to end the coronavirus, to end the vaccine trials early. Like, come on, man, you being a double-minded man. Hold on, let me get that. It's unstable. James 1 and verse 8, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So this man Fauci's unstable. He's double-minded. In one breath, he's saying, well, yeah, I wouldn't take that vaccine. Hadn't been through the phase 3 trials. And safety concerns. You don't know if it's effective. And then another breath, well, there is a legitimate way to end the trials early. And I believe, I'm going to go through the article a little bit, but they talking about doing the phase 3 trials, but ending them a little early. Like, no, that don't make no sense, man. If you might as well just go through. It usually takes, I believe it's like 5 years to come up with a vaccine. They doing it in a year. So the way you doing it, y'all not doing it legitimately. Y'all not. So, man, they double-minded. They don't know what they're doing. Let's see what this is.
3 potential vaccines now in crucial phase 3 human trials here in the US, but the FDA's suggestion one could be approved before those trials are over, now raising more than eyebrows.
You don't want a vaccine to be available widely to the American public unless it's been shown to be safe and effective.
The FDA commissioner now intimating he'd consider resigning rather than greenlight a vaccine under political pressure.
I think all options are on the table. With respect, I hope we won't be in that position.
Such seismic statements now necessary because through previous misstatements and political pressure,
we've started eroding the trust that we've always had in these otherwise incredibly professional institutions. You can't just have the vaccine, you got to get it in people for it to work. And so trust is a critical element to make that happen.
While we wait, nationally, new case counts are falling from a great height. Florida finally allowing some visitors into nursing homes again.
They just would like to be able to say goodbye or to hug somebody. So it was,
But there's a knot in the heartland where average new case counts are rising right now, near doubled in South Dakota in just a week. The White House Coronavirus Task Force just warned Iowa it has the highest rate of cases in the nation, advising mask mandates across the state, bars must be closed, and a comprehensive plan for college towns. More than 20,000 confirmed cases and counting at colleges in at least 36 states as students return.
The only way to find them in a university setting is doing the aggressive testing.
New York City just pushed back in-person classes by 10 days and announced it'll test some K-12 staff and students monthly. Hardly aggressive. Meanwhile, the president's been denigrating Dr. Anthony Fauci, one of the nation's most trusted voices on this virus.
I get along with him, but every once in a while he'll come up with one that I say, where did that come from? I inherited him.
I think that's kind of a distraction to pit me against the president. We're all on the same team.
All right. It says a COVID vaccine could be available earlier than expected if ongoing clinical trials produce overwhelmingly positive results, said Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease official, in an interview Tuesday with KHN. It says, I ain't gonna go deep into it because I have one or two more articles that I want to get into. This video shouldn't be that long. It says, Fauci, no, let's get this. The Data and Safety Monitoring Board could say the data is so good right now that you can say it's safe and effective, Fauci said. In that case, researchers would have a moral obligation to end the trial early and make the active vaccine available to everyone in the study, including those who have been given placebos, and accelerate the process to give the vaccine to millions. It says, if you are making a decision about the vaccine, you better be sure you have very good evidence that it is both safe and effective, Fauci said. I'm not concerned about political pressure. It says manufacturers are now testing 3 COVID vaccines in large-scale U.S. trials. The first 2 studies, one led by Moderna and the National Institutes of Health, and the other led by Pfizer and BioNTech, began in late July. Each study was designed to enroll 30,000 participants. It says in trials of this size, researchers will know if a vaccine is effective after as few as 150 or 175 infections, said Dr. Robert Redfield. It says, Fauci said people can trust the process because all the data that outside monitors used to make their decision would be made public. All of that has to be transparent. Fauci said the only time you get concerned is if there is any pressure to terminate the trial before you have enough data on safety and efficiency. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's about it on that one. So, on to this one. So this is from September 2nd, 2020, 7:19 p.m. It says CDC tells this from the NBCnews.com. CDC tells states to prepare for large-scale distribution of COVID-19 vaccine by November 1st. And the election is November 3rd. It remains highly uncertain, however, whether a vaccine will be ready by then or which manufacturer will make it. It says the director of the Centers for Disease Control Prevention told governors last week to prepare for the large-scale distribution of a coronavirus vaccine by November 1st, according to a letter obtained Wednesday. And that's like 8 weeks, man. Literally 8 weeks. 4 weeks in a month. And we got a month in between September and November. So 8 weeks, man. In the August 27th letter, the director, Dr. Robert Redfield, said the CDC has contracted with the pharmaceutical company McKesson Corp to potentially distribute hundreds of millions of vaccine doses to health departments and medical facilities across the country in the fall. Redfield called the effort massive and asked governors for their help expediting applications for distribution of facilities that will be set up and operated by McKesson. If necessary, Redfield added, the agency asked you to consider waiving requirements that will prevent these facilities from being fully operational by November 1st, 2020. So, man, we're talking about hundreds of million vaccines. While we do not yet know definitely when a vaccine will be available, pre-planning will ensure we can effectively meet the needs of our communities, the company said. Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Stephen Hahn told the Financial Times that the FDA could fast-track a vaccine, giving a developer federal approval before rigorous phase 3 clinical trials are completed. So they're not even going to complete the phase 3 trials, man, before they get it out. Don't take the vaccine, man. Earlier Wednesday, Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said on NBC's Today that he believed the vaccine would be developed by the end of the year, but Fauci added that he wouldn't be comfortable with the vaccine unless it was shown in clinical trials to be clearly safe and effective. So that's about that on that one. But and this one says the same thing. But this one says state CD. Let's see what the other one says. This one said tell states to prepare, same thing. CDC asked states to speed approval so coronavirus vaccine sites are ready by November 1st. So they want the coronavirus vaccine sites ready by November 1st, man. By November 1st. So yeah, it's just the same as the other one. But let me get a scripture or two. This is Revelation 12 and 12. Come on now. What does it say? I need Wi-Fi. I don't need no Wi-Fi. All right, Revelation 12. Phil will show it to me. Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So we coming into some trying times, man. They coming down more and more, man. They coming down quicker, faster. Like, come on, man. The vaccine takes 5 years. Why you got to do it in a year, man? Less than a year. Less than a year. Why you got have? Because they coming down with great wrath because they got a short time, man. Because their time is up. Their time is at its end. And they gonna try everything to keep rulership, man. But our salvation is here. Our salvation is here, man. Right at the tip of our finger. Romans 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, we know the time. We see the time. We see the times that we're in. We see the signs. We see the prophecies popping off. It's like Matthew 24, 2 Ezra 15, 16, the 9th chapter. We see the prophecies popping off. We see Revelation 12 and 12. We see them coming down with great wrath. We see them going quicker. We see pestilences. We see earthquakes. This, that, and the third in diverse places, man. We see the prophecies popping off. We know the time. Revelation 13:11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So we hear, man, our salvation is nearer than when we believed. And it's that we can almost reach out and grab it, man. It's at the door. So don't be slack. You can't slack now, man. Cannot slack because we coming into some trying times. And here's a trying time right here. Let me see if I can find it. This is Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So we coming into Jacob's trouble, man. If man, we right there at Jacob's trouble, man. More prophecies popping off. America's gonna try to bring that mirth back, but that mirth can't. The mirth is gone, man. It's gone. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. Isaiah 24 verse 11. So let me get in another. Not that one. Isaiah 24 and verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone, and they trying their hardest to bring that mirth back, man. You see, people want to see their families. People want to see their grandparents in the nursing home. Man, get out of here with that, man. You're just reading off a script. But that's about all I had. I can, just to show what's going on, what the time that we in, and what this devil has planned, and what is going on, and what is about to come in the very near future. Like say, Kahalayim La Yahoba Shemin Shabbat Shachak Das. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught the truth. Shalom to the sincere brother out there who preaches truth and edifying the brothers while studying diligence and presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice to the Most High Yahweh Shem Yaseh. And shalom to the hopeful elect scattered abroad throughout the full corners of the earth. And shalom to the few Agwaf who may have listened and who may have watched and who are seeking the Lord diligently. I like to say, Barak to Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shem Chakadash, putting the spirit on me through this lesson. Until next time, shalom, Kwame Yashala, and Abad Babal.